Hello, beautiful yogis. Welcome in. I'm Ashley, and I am so glad you're here. This is day 53 of the 75 Hard Yoga Challenge. And today we're going to be getting into a lower body power flow with a big focus on those hamstrings. But we're not just going to be stretching them today. We are going to be building strength as we lengthen them so you can actually feel more stable, more in control, and not just kind of like you're hanging out in your flexibility. So this class is going to move, so just stay with your breath, stay in your body, and take what you need along the way. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and grab your mat and meet me at the back of your mat in hero pose. All right, beautiful yogis, let's go ahead and get started. So I'll meet you at the back of your mat in your hero pose, resting on your shins. Bringing your hands to your thighs, gently tuck the tail, pulling belly button in and up towards the rib cage. Shoulders come up, back, and down. Heart lifts, spine long, reaching out of the pelvic bowl. Gently tuck the chin and close the eyes. And let's just take a couple breaths here, just observing the breath as it is, without feeling the need to shift, change, or alter the breath. Allowing yourself to be present here, and maybe even notice or become aware of any areas of the body that might be speaking to you, maybe a little uncomfortable in the position. Just take note of it, breathe into that space. If your mind is racing with many thoughts, just simply try to center the mind onto the breath, allowing ourselves to arrive to this moment and to our practice. Let's take one more conscious breath. Finding that center. And then from this place, inhale, lift those arms above the head. On your exhale, hands, heart, center. Set the intention for your practice today. So what has brought you to your mat? And what are you hoping to cultivate or achieve in this time that we have together? By setting these intentions for our practice, it allows us to move a little bit more through our practice with a deeper sense of intention. And once you've set the intentions, send the energy down, ground it into the earth. Send it all the way up to the universe for manifestation and creation. Palms touch. Exhale. Gently open up the eyes. Hands, heart, center. Wonderful job. Go ahead and place those hands down. Let's find our tabletop. We're going to move right on into 5 cat-cows here. Making sure those knees are underneath the hips, the wrists are underneath those shoulders. Try not to collapse through those shoulders. Exaggerate here. Push the floor away. Send that tailbone as far forward as possible. Lifting that belly, maybe even feeling a little bit of engagement of those core muscles. And on your exhale, drop that belly, peel that heart through the hands. Feel that stretch right where the rib cage starts to split. And exhale, push. So how far can you push the floor away here? How deep can you get that chin and towards your chest? And on your exhale, pull through without collapsing into the shoulders. And exhale under. Inhale, pull through. And exhale under. Inhale, pull through. The last one, exhale, push. This time, hold it for a second. See how far you can push the floor away. How far forward you can bring that pelvis. How deep can you get that chin in towards your chest. And then on your exhale, we're going to hold here. Peeling that heart through the hands. Creating a bowl in that back. And then exhale, neutral. Curl those toes. Leaning back, let those shins start to hover, and then shifting the weight back, belly rest to the thighs. pushing back into those legs. And then on your exhale, start to straighten those legs. The heels are going to come down whenever they're ready, and they're going to meet the floor wherever they're ready to meet the floor. If you find yourself having to lean forward to meet the heels, then pick them up a little bit. All right, just stay at that belly button. Breathe, maybe pedal out the dog here, waking up those hamstrings, waking up those calves. Let's do a couple little pedals here. Breathe. Maybe pause. Connect to the space. Perfect. And then on the exhale, gaze to those hands. Slowly start to walk those feet forward. Inhale, take your flat back, roll those shoulders down the back. And exhale, we fold. Weight shifts towards the toes. Feel those hamstrings and calves. Everything's starting to wake up a little bit. Let the neck be long. Try not to put any tension in that neck. And then inhale, take your flat back. Remember, hands can be at the shins or knees or fingertips to the floor. As long as you're working towards putting that weight towards those toes and straightening those hamstrings, whatever it looks like is what it looks like. And just let that be plenty. All right, exhale, we fold. Grab those elbows. Let's take a little ragdoll here, letting that weight of the upper body pull down, almost as if you're trying to get those forearms to touch the floor. Maybe they do. I don't know. Breathe. Maybe sway side to side. And exhale, release it. Take that flat back once again. Exhale, go ahead and bend those knees. Fingertips graze the floor. Let's come up into our very first chair, Utkatasana. Look down, make sure you can see your toes. If not, then shift your weight a little bit back, tuck that tail. Inhale and exhale, rise with control. Inhale and exhale, take it right back down, opening up those hamstrings a little bit more. Inhale, take that flat back. And exhale, fold, slight bend in the knees here. Planting those hands, we're gonna take that right foot, step it back. And then that left foot follows, drop those knees, lean forward, chaturanga, lower all the way down. Inhale, rise it up, little baby cobra. Keep those elbows into the body. Exhale, take it down. Curl those toes. Inhale, push up. Exhale, push back. Inhale, roll it through, find your tabletop. Yet again, this time, let's start to work on strengthening those hamstrings a little bit. So here, we're gonna work with that right side first, leaning into the left, pick up that right leg. Inhale, flex that foot, bend that right knee. And then now even out the weight between hand and knee. We're gonna pulse it for 10. 1, engage the glute and hamstring. 2, try not to bow that back. 3, so keep that tail slightly tucked under. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Stay up here. Pulse it. 1, 2, 3, and then straighten that leg. You should already start to feel those hamstrings. And 1, 2, try not to lean into that left side too much. 3, 4, 5, try not to arch that back. 6, 7, whoo, 8, whoo, 9, 10. Drop that foot down, curl the toes, pick up that left knee and send it back. 3-legged dog. Inhale, and on your exhale, bend that left knee in towards the chest. Come through, step that foot between those hands. Drop that back knee down. Inhale, settle the hip forward, peel the heart, stretch that hip flexor. And exhale, peel those toes up off the mat, bringing them towards the shins and fold over that left leg. Inhale, come through. You can use a set of blocks here if the floor is a little too far away. Exhale and shift it back. Fold. Inhale, come through, peel the heart. Exhale, maybe this time keep those toes pointed down, stretching the top of the foot, or you can continue with those toes coming up towards those shins. And then inhale, come back through. And exhale, back. All right, let's take one more inhale, peel through. Waking up those hamstrings, exhale, send it back. Maybe get a little deeper this time. Maybe you can collapse all the way over that leg. Inhale and exhale, come back through, peel that heart. All right, leaning forward, let that back knee start to float, shift the weight back into the heel. Planting hands, three-legged dog. Exhale, drop it down, come through, taking your chaturanga either from your knees or maybe from your toes. Lean forward, lower down, upward dog. Downward dog. Feel the difference between those two sides. And then on that exhale, roll through, settle down onto those knees. We're going to be moving into that other side, so planting those hands. Inhale, lean over into that right side, pick up that left leg. Shifting the weight back evenly between left hand, right foot. And then bend that knee, flex that foot. So like you're trying to stomp the ceiling, tuck that tail under. Pulse it or lift it for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, try not to bow that back. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hold it, pulse it for 3. 1, 2, and 3. Stay up high, straighten that leg, point that toe, pulse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Exhale, curl those toes, set it down. Push back into that heel. Stretch that calf. Inhale, lean into it. Let that right leg pick up. Send it back, three-legged dog. Hold it. Stretching out that standing leg. Exhale, knee into the chest. Come forward, foot down between the hands. And find your lunge, peel your heart. Inhale and exhale. Shift those hips back. Peel the toes. So again, it's like you're trying to bring those toes towards your shins here, and we're stretching out those hamstrings. Breathe here. Exhale, ride that wave through. Open up that heart. Breathe into it. Exhale, send it back. And allow yourself to just be present. Notice the sensations, what feels uncomfortable, what feels tight, what feels good, what doesn't. Just notice these things. Exhale, come through. And not because you need to fix it or try to fix it, you're just observing it. Be a witness to it. Draw your awareness to it. Exhale, settle back. And if your leg's not all the way straight, it's okay. You're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. It's okay. It just means that it needs a little bit of love, and we're giving it just that. All right, peel that heart through. And with time, eventually it'll open. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. It doesn't matter. Exhale, send it back. Maybe this time we point those toes and fold. And peel that heart through. Settle the hip down. Exhale, one more. Settle back and fold. Actually, I lied. One more this time for real. Feel the heart. All right. Exhale. Maybe this time, one more time with that toe peeled towards the shin. Stretch out the calf a little bit more. Pick up that belly. And exhale, ride that wave back through. Curl the back toes, lean forward, back knee floats, shift the weight back to your heels, hands plant, step it back, three-legged dog. Hold that three-legged dog. And exhale, drop it down, take a pause in down dog, notice the difference between sides. And then on your exhale, we come through into our plank. Maybe drop the knees for modified chaturanga or full chaturanga, lean forward, lower down. Upward dog. Peel that heart through. And exhale, downward dog. 2, 3. We're going to hold for a total of 5 here. 4. And 5. On the exhale, drop those knees down. Coming back into our tabletop. Leaning into the left side, we pick up that right leg. Inhale, we bend that knee and lift it up, tuck that tail. Exhale, straighten, feel the hamstring. And bend, flex that foot. Straighten. And bend, flex the foot. Lift it up a little higher. Straighten. And bend, flex the foot. Lift it up a little higher. Perfect job. Straighten. Curl the toes, set it down. Push back into that heel. Inhale, lift up that left leg, bringing knee into the chest. Sit it back, three-legged dog. Inhale, knee into the chest. Drop that foot between the hands. Dropping that back knee, peel that heart. Inhale, and on your exhale, we send it back. Curl the toes, airplane those arms. Inhale, rise it up, coming into that lunge. All right, we're gonna start picking up the pace a little bit. Inhale, settle the hip forward, peel that heart. Exhale, this transition's gonna be a little bit tricky, so take your time with it. Inhale, we're gonna straighten that front leg, right arm comes back, reaching for that back heel. Inhale, lift that left arm, reach with those fingertips. Find your balance here. And then inhale, bend that front knee, left arm forward, right arm back, gaze over right shoulder, twisted lunge. Inhale and exhale, plant that left hand down, stack those shoulders, spiral open. And if you have the space, plant that left hand, straighten that left leg. Inhale, bend that knee, come back up into the twist. Come back up into high lunge. Exhale, cactus, plant those hands. Inhale, lean forward, back knee floats. And step it back, three-legged dog. Open it up. Exhale, drop it down, vinyasa, come through. Lower down, chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Inhale, ride that wave, right on back to those knees. Leaning into the right side, we pick up the left leg. Bending that knee, flex that foot, lift it up. Now again, make sure the weight is shifted between hand and knee here and not just leaning into that right side. All right, and then straighten. And bend and flex, lift, and straighten. Bend, flex, lift, straighten at the top. Bend, flex, lift, straighten, tuck that tail, no bowing in the back. Bend, flex, lift, straighten. Last one, bend, flex, lift, straighten, hold it at the top. Drop it down, curl that back toe down, push into the heel. Inhale, pick up the right leg, knee deep into the chest, send it back, three-legged dog. Inhale, knee into the chest, foot between the hands, drop it down. Drop that back knee. Inhale and exhale, start to straighten that front leg. Airplane those arms back, shoulders down, so neck is long. Inhale, bend that front knee, graze those fingers, rise it up. Settle in, stretch it out. Inhale and exhale. So back toes curl under. We're reaching for that back heel, front leg starts to straighten. Reaching with those fingertips long towards the back of the room. Pull that belly in for stabilization. And then exhale, start to bend that front knee. Come in, right knee, right arm forward. Left arm back, gaze over that left shoulder. Inhale, and on your exhale, plant that right hand. Stack those shoulders, spiral open. Inhale, and if you have the space, start to straighten that front leg. Now you can uncurl those back toes if that feels better. Inhale, bend that front knee, come back into your twist. Come back into your lunge. Cactus. Frame that foot. Curl the back toes. Lean forward and step it back. Lower down. Upward dog. And downward dog. We hold for 5. Press through that middle finger and thumb. Push out. Lengthen through the arms. And 5. Wonderful job. All right. Inhale, pick up that right leg nice and high, 3-legged dog. Knee into the chest and foot between the hands. Inhale, peel that heart, drop that back knee, release those back toes. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, airplane arms, straighten that front leg. All right, inhale, graze those fingers, come back up, and then lean forward, curl the back toes, see if you can lift it up. Inhale, and then exhale, reach it forward, stepping into standing splits. Inhale, take that flat back. Exhale, we're gonna take the left leg, bring that foot about an arm's distance between, rise it up, pyramid pose. Stand to the top. Inhale, and on your exhale, right hand to the hip. Inhale, lift that left arm. Exhale, maybe you grab a block here, square off those hips. Reach it forward, hand can come to the outside of the foot or to the inside of the foot. Gaze down or deepen it. Now this is a deep stretch. You can widen out your stance. Planting that left hand spiral open, looking over right shoulder. Maybe you stack. Push through both feet, anchor in through that back leg, not your front leg. And exhale. We open it back up into pyramid. Inhale and exhale. We step it to the front. Inhale, rise. We're going to take a little vinyasa. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, take that flat back. Exhale, and we fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend those knees. Take an Utkatasana chair, settle in. Exhale, and we fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend those knees. Plant those hands. Step the feet back. Modified or full chaturanga, lower down. Upward dog. Downward dog. Wonderful job. Right into the other side, left leg nice and high. Knee into the chest. Step that foot between the hands. Inhale, or drop that back knee. Inhale, rise. Exhale, right into those airplane arms, half splits. Inhale, bend that front knee, fingertips graze, rise it up. Really push through that foot, that front leg. Inhale and exhale, reach it forward. Plant the hands, straighten that left leg, standing splits, fold. And really try to reach that back leg. If you have to, put a slight bend in that front knee. That's okay. Don't try to force the shape, but rather listen to your body and see how you can open it up to achieve that stretch in that hamstring. And it might not be pretty, it might not be graceful, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. Inhale, look forward. Feet, arms distance, set it down, pyramid pose. We rise it to the top. Exhale, left hand comes to the hip. Inhale, reach that right arm long towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, reach forward, hip square, either hand to the outside or inside of the foot. Again, hand can stay at the hip here. Inhale, push. Utilize a block if this is too deep. If you find that your knees have to bend, you will need a block for that. Plant the hand down. If you have the space, start to spiral open, maybe stack those shoulders, deeper twist. And 5, exhale, come right on out. Inhale and exhale, step it forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Notice those hamstrings. Inhale, take your flat back. Exhale, take your fold. Inhale, flat back. Bend those knees, take a little chair. Exhale and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step, walk, or jump. This time back to your plank. Lower it down to your chaturanga. Take your version. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 5 breaths, breathe. 2. Push through that middle finger and thumb. Try not to dump all that weight into your wrist. Lift out, lengthen the back. Pick up those hips, maybe the heels come with it, and then just let the heels melt down without compromising the upper back. Wonderful job. Inhale, gaze between those hands. We're going to step walk or jump those feet towards those hands. Inhale, flat or straighten those legs and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Maybe this time the nose or forehead touches the shin. Inhale, take a flat back, bend those knees, find your Utkatasana chair. Rise it up, take a little mini back bend here, and hands heart center. And Samastitihi, roll the shoulders back, heart open. All right, from Samastitihi, keep those shoulders back, heart open, bring your hands in prayer. Let's take that left leg, step it back, rise it up. Crescent lunge, warrior 2, right into star pose. Inhale, exhale, hands to the hips for Prasarita or Prasarita. Correct me in the comments. Open up the heart, or if it's neither, let me know. Exhale, going down. I'm still trying to understand how to say that one. All right, bring the elbows together. Crown of the head reaches towards the floor. Feel those inner thighs start to open. And then inhale, pull the mat apart as we rise. Lift those arms. Exhale, hands in prayer. Bring the hands to the floor. Keep those feet wide, maybe bend the elbows or walk it through. Now, we're not focusing on this today, but if you do have a tripod headstand, you're welcome to take it here. It goes perfect if you can get that crown down. And 5, take your hands forward, taking a flat back here. We're gonna plant that left hand directly underneath your face. Now you have this weird wide triangle. Exhale, plant the left hand. We're gonna reach that right arm up, take a twist. You can even bring that hand to the hip. As long as you're peeling that heart open, it really doesn't matter. And then exhale, just dance that on over. Replace the right hand with the left, or replace the left hand with the right, and then open it up other side. Deepen through that twist. One more time, replacing right hand with left. Spiral open, twist. Inhale and exhale, replace the left hand with the right. Deepen it and open. Inhale and exhale, come back down. Bring the hand, pull them out apart, bring the hands to the hips, rise it up. We got one more twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, this time cactus. Inhale, rise. Exhale, go right on down. Fold, flat back. All right, inhale, left hand reaches for that right heel. Try to keep your hips square here. See if you can open it up, spiral. Inhale and exhale. Can you dance it right on over to the other side? Open it up. And one more time. See if you can spiral open a little more. No forcing it with the shoulder. Try not to have this twisting, wonky thing with the hand. Exhale. So keep that shoulder open so the back of the palm is just naturally coming back. Inhale and exhale. Plant the hands. Come up into half back. Inhale, bring your hands to your hip. Pull them out apart as you rise. Exhale, open it up, warrior two on the left side. Come back into crescent. All right, and exhale, take it down. Let's vinyasa. Lower down. Upward dog. And downward dog. Five breaths, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, gaze between those hands. We're gonna step walk or jump to a cross-legged seat. Sit down. And bringing those knees, let's take boat pose down. That wasn't in the plan for today, but you know what? It just feels right. Let's go ahead and do it. All right, walk it on in. Take your boat pose, squeeze. 1, 2, 3, squeeze it a little more. And 5. On your exhale, drop those feet down, curl that tail lower down with control. How slow can you go? Drawing those knees into the chest. Wonderful job. All right. Moving in a little more into our strength base for those hamstrings. We're gonna take our bridge pose. Go ahead and drop those feet down. You're gonna find your distance, whatever feels good for you, but try to keep those heels and knees in alignment with those hips. So I tend to kind of check with that middle finger, make sure my middle finger reaches my heel, but really it doesn't have to be the case. All right, inhale, open up the heart, so roll the shoulders back, tuck your tail, lift. All right, hold it here. Push back in towards those shoulders, lift the hips a little higher. All right, we're gonna pulse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, be mindful of that lower back, and 5, we hold. Here, pick up that right leg, bring that knee in towards the chest. Either stay here or straighten the leg, point the toe towards the ceiling. Pushing through that heel, but keep the foot all the way down. We're gonna pulse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knee into the chest. Stay high. You can drop it down, but get right back up into it. Pick up those hips. Bring the left knee into the chest. Either stay here or straighten that leg. We're going to point that toe towards the ceiling. 1, 2. Feel those glute and hamstrings working. 3, 4, and 5. Knee into chest. Drop it down. Stay low. Tuck. Exhale, now start to curl that tail under, flattening out the back, pushing that entire spine into the mat, and then give yourself a big hug here. Breathe. Wonderful job. All right, on your exhale, take those feet down. Curling the tail under. We're gonna come back up into bridge pose. Now we're gonna walk it on out. So pick up those hips. All right, hands are gonna plant down. Now we're gonna really work those hamstrings here. So just walk it on out onto the heels. See how straight you can get your legs. Woohoo, stay high. Walk it back in. Working those hamstrings. Lift. Walk it out. Stay high. Ooh, walk it back in. We're going to do one more. Feel those hamstrings working. And send it back. Down. Send it out. Walk it back in. Lift. Pulse it. 1, 2. Keep sending the weight back towards the shoulders. 3, 4, 5. Tuck the tail. Flatten out the back. Now before we move on, stay here, back flat, pelvic floor very active here. Belly button in towards the spine, hands down. All right, let's do a couple little pelvic tilts here just to help with any tension we might have built in that spine. All right, releasing the spine, so sending the pelvis forward, and then exhale, tuck the pelvis under, flatten out the back. Inhale and exhale, pelvis comes forward, arch the back, and then remove the arch, pelvis under. This might be a little awkward for some of you, but with time, this is super powerful. All right, release. Deep pelvic floor muscles here. And tilt it. All right, perfect. One more. And release it. Awesome job. Go ahead and give yourself a big hug. Feel those hamstrings. I know I do. All right. All right, now we're going to stretch it out. Okay, take a deep breath. And release it, crossing those ankles. We're gonna roll it on up and then shoot it back, or however you want. We're gonna take a quick vinyasa here. Lower it down. Upward dog. Downward dog. All right. Inhale, roll through, come onto those shins, cross those ankles, and come on down. Straighten those legs up. All right, I'm gonna turn and face you for this next little bit. All right, let's take our Paschimottanasana real quick. Inhale, exhale, take your fold. Notice the difference in your hamstrings. And on your exhale, roll it right on up. All right, let's take our split, so wide legs. Now you don't have to go super wide. I don't want you to worry about having like a full-on splits, okay? We're just trying to stretch the hamstrings, stretch the under thighs, and we don't want to do that with max force. Okay, so find a comfortable open space with your legs. Pressing the heel into the mat, lift the knee slightly, spread those toes. Inhale, we lift. Send your tailbone nice and high on your exhale, plant your hands down. Inhale and exhale, keep reaching the tailbone high on your exhale as you start to walk it down. Breathe, let your body adapt. And then on your exhale, you can start to tilt that pelvis a little more as you come down. The further you go, you have to continue to really send that pelvis forward before you go down. Engage those hamstrings. And exhale, we walk it on up. All right, inhale, lift. Exhale, left hand, left toes. Reach the right arm up and over, gaze to the palm. Really reach through those fingertips, feel the entire side body stretch. Inhale and exhale, dance it to the other side. Lift up and over, gaze to the palm. Pull the belly in. Inhale and maybe evolve it a little bit. Drop that elbow towards the thigh, reaching up and over. Or if you already have it, you can drop that elbow reaching for the knee, or reaching for the big toe. Spiral open. but only if you have it. We're gonna make it here next round, potentially. So again, we're either dropping that forearm down towards the thigh or forearm towards the floor. So you're pushing, almost like you're trying to push that foot open. And then grabbing that big toe if it's accessible. Do not force it. If you're forcing it, you're actually taking yourself further away from the pose than if you just allow yourself to breathe where you are. You will deepen your practice so much faster that way because you're creating trust and safety in the body. All right, we're gonna do that one more time. So if you didn't catch the bind, maybe now you have the openness to do so. But if you did, you just get a second round of it. Spiral open. So again, you can use that elbow to almost like you're pushing, rolling that leg open. That's gonna help bypass the socket, kind of open up the joint properly, because sometimes the depth isn't lack of flexibility. Sometimes it's the way that your bones are stacked. And exhale. You can't stretch against bone, you know. So if you bones are out of alignment, then they will prevent you, making you feel like it's flexibility. Pull the belly in. And exhale, come back into your center, rise. Let's take one more forward fold here with those wide legs. Remember, we want to push those feet out. You can even grab a hold of those legs as you come down to keep them from caving in. We just don't want this. We don't want the feet to cave in. We want them to be wide. Reaching the tailbone high as you lower down. And 5, come on up. All right, sliding those feet together slowly, take your time. And then Paschimottanasana, inhale, lift, exhale, fold. Notice how far you've come. Notice any shifts and changes that's already taken place. Two, and hold for 5. We're at 3. 4, maybe get a little deeper. Maybe you grab your heels or arches. Maybe you rest your forearms down. Reaching crown towards your toes. And then exhale, slowly start to roll it on up. All right, let's do some little leg lifts here. Just a little bit of effort right before our shavasana. I know some people frown on that, but we're gonna do that today. All right, let's go ahead and place the hands down, fingertips towards the knees, hollow out, round the back. Pull the femur into the socket on that right side, and we're gonna lift. 1, set it down. Lift. 2, set it down. 3, set it down. 4, set it down. 5. Right into the other side, pull that left femur in, lift. 1. So use those lower abdominals too. Really hollow out. 3. 4, if that foot doesn't come up, but even just a little bit, you're still doing the work. And rest it down. All right, planting the hands about mid-thigh, flexing those toes towards the shins, roll the shoulders back, lean forward. We're gonna lift our bottom up off the floor. Heels can stay down. If they float up, they float up. Perfect. If not, we're not going for that today. It doesn't even really matter. But sometimes they're just gonna float up on their own. Roll the shoulders back, plant the hands. Lifting the bottom, so push the floor, tuck that tail deeply under, lift it. 1, set it down, bend the elbows straight back. Lift it up, set it down. 2, lift it up, set it down. 3, lift it, set it. 4, one more, lift it, set it. Rise, Paschimottanasana, inhale, exhale, fold. Wonderful job today. Breathe here. And on your exhale, we roll it to the top. Wonderful job. All right, go ahead and bend those knees. We're going to make our way onto our back. And you can get there slow if you want, building that compression, building that core strength, or you can just make your way down onto your mat. Just get a little extra core in here. And then walking those knees into the chest, give yourself a big hug. Breathe, release. And exhale, go ahead and goal post or tee those arms. And then with control of the core, we're gonna let those knees fall to the side. Anchoring those knees down, take a twist. You can tee those arms if that feels better. Twisting out those hips. And 5. On that exhale, squeeze those knees back into the chest. We're just gonna let them control lower down to the left side. Slowly, take your time. Looking over that right shoulder, deep in your twist. And then inhale, squeeze to the center. Give yourself a big hug. Inhale, take that right knee into the chest. Take that left leg nice and long. Inhale, and then reach behind that knee, straighten the leg, point the toe towards the ceiling. Maybe you stay here or grab that calf. Let yourself settle in. Maybe you grab your ankle. Stretch out those hamstrings a little more. And exhale, bring that knee into the chest. Exhale, bend that left knee, stack that right ankle over top, and stretch it out. So we're gonna take the piriformis stretch, so you can either stay here in this figure 4, or we're gonna bring that left knee in towards the chest. Now, the deeper you bring that left knee in towards your chest, the deeper you're gonna feel that stretch there in the piriformis, which is, it's gonna feel like your glute, like hip-like space. Yeah, just stretching into it. Maybe rock side to side, or you can get a little ankle stretch in here. All right, and then on that exhale, drop that foot down, release your bind. We're gonna cross that leg all the way over, goal poster, tee those arms, and taking another twist, but a little deeper this time. Pick up those hips, shift them to the right, those knees are gonna drop to the left, and then we gaze over that right shoulder. So again, arm can be teed or goal post. If we're goal posting, try to rotate that shoulder down and open for a deeper stretch in the shoulder and chest. Working through that shoulder rotation. You can look away, kind of test to see what feels good with where your gaze wants to be. Breathe. All right, inhale, come back to center. So we're gonna still squeeze, engage that core, protect the back, lift it back to center. All right, and then draw that left knee into the chest. Take that right leg nice and long, pull in. Inhale, and on your exhale, grab behind that knee and start to straighten the leg. Again, don't worry about if the leg completely straightens. If you're feeling a good stretch in your hamstring, then you're doing it just the way that you need to do it. So don't worry about, oh, am I doing it right? Oh, my leg's not straight enough, I'm not doing it right. It doesn't matter. If you're feeling a stretch in the hamstring, you're doing it right. It just starts to straighten with time because the hamstring needs a little bit more. All right, you can grab that calf or stay right where you are. So here as we pause, we're creating safety in the body. We're letting the body know like, hey, I can do this. So we slowly move into it, and then maybe you grab your ankle. If the bottom leg wants to come up, then you can let it come up, but try to keep it straight if you can. Again, just listen to your body, breathe into it. So if you're finding yourself putting in a lot of effort, you're doing too much. We don't need a ton of effort. We just need to surrender, let go, and guide our body to a little deeper depth, one breath at a time. Minimal effort. All right, and then on that exhale, go ahead and release the bind, bend the knee, bend that right knee, stacking ankle over top of the right knee, push, figure four. Opening up through that hip space. Either stay here if this feels good. You could do a little bit of both. Stay here a little longer if you want to. Otherwise, we're going to draw that right knee deeper into the chest and stretching out that hip-like space, that piriformis. Rocking side to side again. You can kind of take that ankle circle on that right foot if that just feels right to you. Just remember in your poses, explore. Maybe if you in some of the poses, you walk your foot out a little bit wider, or you adjust your ankle a little bit more, or you have the urge to pedal out your feet. Like your body is telling you something. And so the whole thing with yoga is learning how to listen. It's how to draw awareness to that, to be present in your body and to be able to provide your body what it's asking for, learning how to speak the language of the body. It is not about finding perfection in the poses. There is no perfection. Every body is completely different. So your version of the pose is specially you. As cheesy as that sounds. But it's true. All right, let's go ahead and drop that foot down. We're going to cross the leg all the way over. Goalpost or T. Pick up those hips. We're going to send those hips over to the left. Those knees drop to the right. Gaze over that left shoulder. And 5, squeeze back into center. Lift those hips. Draw those knees back into your chest. Inhale, take a deep breath. Exhale. And then maybe, if you want to, since you're giving yourself a big hug, you might as well tell yourself something nice. And if you're not going to tell yourself something nice, I'm going to tell you something nice. I'm proud of you. Awesome job for showing up today. It takes a lot to carve out that time for you. And so, good for you for taking care of yourself today. You're amazing and beautiful and wonderful, and I'm so glad that you're here. All right, let's go ahead and take that energy on down. Let's tuck that tail. Especially if you have low back tension a lot, this is perfect for that. Flatten out the back and straighten your right leg. Straighten your left leg. And then when both legs are straight, slowly melt into your mat. Letting all the muscles begin to release and let go. Letting the feet fall to the side. Letting the fingertips curl in. Deep breath and let's release a little tension. Really curl those toes, make a fist, lift those arms, lift the legs, hold it, and let it go. Melt down. Let's take another deep breath. And exhale. As you rest here, before I leave you in silence, scanning the body over one piece at a time, see if you can relax it, let it go. And bringing your awareness to your breath. Try not to hold on to any tension. And let this be your time where you get to let go, surrender. And to be present in whatever is, it is. Without trying to fix it or judge it, just witness it and let it be. Take this time for you to connect to your peace, your stillness, to your authentic being and finding love and grace and acceptance for all that is you. I'm going to leave you in silence. Now enjoy your shavasana. Now, if you'd like a longer shavasana, you're more than welcome to press pause. Otherwise, let's begin to wiggle those fingers and toes, rolling the wrists and ankles, bending the knees and elbows, waking up the body gently. And then whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and roll over onto our favorite side, resting our head on the arm like a pillow. Letting all that tension and energy just melt into your mat. And then whenever you're ready, extend that top leg, using your top arm to gently press yourself to a nice, comfortable seated position. Try to let those eyes remain closed so you don't disturb that peace that you've worked so hard to create. Bringing your hands to your knees here, letting your palms rest. But let them rest face up for the mudra of receiving. Draw the shoulders out, back and down. Gently tuck the chin. Let's take a deep breath in. And a big central nervous system regulating exhale. Take another deep breath in. And exhale. Pause for a moment here. Notice your body. Notice your breath. Notice your space. And then inhale, lift those arms above the head on that exhale, hands heart center. Set the intention for the rest of your day. So what are you carrying with you from your practice today? And what are you going to continue to cultivate in your life well beyond your physical practice? And once you've set that intention, send the energy down, crowding into the earth. Send it all the way up to the universe for manifestation and creation. Palms touch, hands heart center. Sealing this space with our mantra. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be peaceful. May I be filled with love. May all beings throughout time and space be happy, be healthy, be peaceful, be filled with love. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. All right, awesome job. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, it is such a pleasure and an honor to guide you along this beautiful journey, and I appreciate your time and your energy and all your effort in showing up today. So thank you so much for your support. If you haven't already, make sure that you do hit that subscribe button. If you have been enjoying this challenge so far and you would like to continue to follow along, I would love to have you. All right, again, thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you back here. Same mat, new challenge. Namaste.